Okay, happy Monday night slash maybe early Tuesday morning. I had a really busy weekend, so this is a little bit late coming out, but this is my next live commentary for this week. I'm still looking at the round of 8 from the recent Turin Grad Prix that happened in early December. So today's bout is going to be pretty cool. It's between Alessio Foconi and Daniele Garozzo, two Italian teammates. We have to assume that they've fenced each other a lot before, and in fact they have. So let's get right into this. 3, 2, 1, and playing it. Let me turn the volume down just a bit. I've got to get better at adjusting the sound settings. So yeah, these two are very exemplary of the Italian style. You see a lot of marching in 3 rather than other lines. I'm going to start things off by, I guess, testing each other's masks to make sure nothing's conducting through where it shouldn't be. And let's get this bout underway. I will spoil this bout. Foconi ends up winning. Coming out with a pretty decent march there. There's Garozzo's march. And, okay, attack no from Foconi. Garozzo's continuation. So one thing to watch for these Italians, and this may be very different because they're teammates and they know each other so well. You see a lot of this marching in 3 and a kind of short finish from Garozzo. He likes to change lines only if there's a lot of space in front of him to work with. So against someone, I talked about this in the Rio videos, against someone like Abu El-Qassem or someone who's really good at counterattacking, it can actually give him quite a bit of trouble because he can't change lines late enough in his action and still find the target. But of course, Garozzo is a very, very strong fencer. Foconi the same. Foconi may be well known to some people for sniping Alex Macialis a couple of times earlier last year. Very withheld attack there from Foconi. Tries to run away. Garozzo finishes off target. So, again, teammate versus teammate bouts. You want to look for maybe mind games. Maybe you fence standard. Garozzo, pretty sure... Yeah, it looked like he hit for me as well. I don't know. But yeah, teammate versus teammate bouts are always fun to watch, not so much defense. You might see some crazy mind games come out, or you might see people just fence super standard. That's a weapon problem. Pretty slow start for this bout. Yeah, I'm interested to see which route both of these guys take. So far it's looked fairly standard from both. Maybe a little bit rushed from Foconi's side. Foconi favors a kind of more classical style, or he goes for longer attacks that just end. But he does do quite a bit of marching as well. Garozzo's definitely towards the marchier side of the spectrum. He doesn't do that many long and one-and-done type attacks. Attack no from Garozzo, counterattack from Foconi. That wasn't really that case that I talked about, though, where Garozzo was changing lines. That time he kind of just missed straight up. Foconi didn't do that much special to get his point off of him. Patient march from Garozzo. Very eager to... maybe not eager, but willing to give it up. Referee's going to go to the video. I have no idea of that call. Seems caution is going to be the name of the game in this early part of the bout. I wish I could see the slow motion, because that action went by way too fast for me to follow and talk at the same time. Attack from Garozzo. Interesting. Very patient, and again, willing to give up their attack at a moment's notice. You don't want to accidentally get countered and fall way behind. Should be beat attack from Foconi, yep. So it looks like Garozzo's having a bit of trouble escaping from that long lunge, or advanced lunge from Foconi. Ooh, interesting. Okay. So Foconi's first response to that probing, maybe false counterattack looking thing from Garozzo was actually to search for the blade, not to finish immediately. So he might be looking for counter time, or he might just be a little nervous. Could be either. His attacks are very strong, but perhaps that was a case of Garozzo hitting him at a time that he wasn't, or trying to hit at a time that he wasn't ready. I wonder, in a battle of straight-up point control, who comes out better here. Because I've seen both of these people fence a lot, but I don't actually know how they stack up against each other. I would say results-wise, Garozzo's come off better, just because of the Olympics. More patient march from Garozzo, or sorry, from Foconi. Finishes. Garozzo marches a little faster than Foconi is doing. Yeah, again, Foconi really wants to find that blade, even when he's marching. Counterattack. So now Foconi offers the blade for his counterattack. Garozzo steps forward, taking the blade. Foconi goes for the remise of the counterattack. There's a photographer coming up right behind the referee. Oh, that is nice. So it looked like Foconi was trying to parry, but Garozzo manhandles the blade as he steps in. Garozzo doing pretty well in these opening moments. This bout's going fairly quickly. It's 4-2 with about half the first period left to go. Kind of a face-off moment. Again, that long attack from Foconi is a bit too long. Garozzo's able to get in with the counterattack and close out. So, like, I haven't seen Foconi finish short that much this bout. I've either seen him finish that with that long advanced lunge, beat attack from Garozzo arrives. I've either seen Foconi finish with the long lunge or advanced lunge, or look for the counter time, but I haven't seen him try and just put the point on from close distance. Maybe he knows something that I don't. Certainly it's quite hard to finish against Garozzo at any rate. Parry riposte off target. That's a short finish by Garozzo. Foconi's able to bait him out a little bit. It's a game of inches between these two, really. Attack from Foconi. Very nice. That's the advantage of that long and strong finish. If you see your opponent might be going for a simultaneous looking situation, you can steal the touch right then and there. This march from Garozzo is pretty fast. Yeah. March was a little fast. He couldn't get that much acceleration for the finish, and Foconi gets a counterattack because he can just control the distance better. The faster you go, the harder it is to control the distance. Ooh, Foconi steps in, looking for the counterattack. He may have actually disengaged Garozzo's first search, I couldn't really tell. Yeah, it does feel like Foconi's in control of this bout now. Garozzo's making stuff happen, but he's doing it at maybe slightly wrong time or slightly wrong speed. Very slow march by Foconi still. Again, he always wants to look for the blade. Against an opponent like Garozzo, though, every time he searches for the blade, that's an opportunity for Garozzo to step in with the attack in preparation, as we see there. Although that was maybe tactically more of a parry riposte type situation. Yeah, every time Foconi shows this search as he steps forward, it's a potential window for Garozzo to either just hit straight, and Foconi will miss because his tip is out of alignment, or to step in looking for the parry riposte in that case. As I said, it's a game of inches, both of the distance and where the blades are. Oh, attempted counterattack by Foconi. I'm not sure why he's so eager to just run straight back in these situations. My first instinct here would be to try and step past. But Garozzo does have very good infighting, so perhaps Foconi is thinking, okay, if you're going to try and hit behind the head, I can just run away and escape. Live to fight another day. And maybe Garozzo's point control isn't quite good enough to catch him if he searches for the blade while running away. Patient march by Foconi. Looked like the first one stopped, and that's an interesting call from the ref. I thought Foconi's first attack stopped, and maybe simultaneous after that, or maybe Garozzo's attack. No. But I guess Garozzo was a little bit late with his attempt to start his own attack. again, this searching by Foconi is... I don't know. I mean, it's working so far for him. He's not really been hit with it in that many situations. Beat attack from Garozzo, no. Yeah, I feel like Garozzo's picking up on that window that I'm talking about, but it's just hard for him to find the target afterwards. So I guess Foconi's actually using this... Oh, takes a fall. That did not look particularly enjoyable to go through. But yeah, it looked like Foconi was using that search on his step forward as... I guess as a tactic or as a setup for his counterattack or something else. We're going to have the strip side medical personnel rush in and administer some aid. Only 19 seconds left in the first period. Score is 6-6. So this has gone a bit faster after that first little bit. Looks like Foconi is going to be alright. He's not going to take the injury timeout. Does not look like. We'll see if that has a noticeable impact on his footwork. I'm guessing it probably will not. Typically, fencers of this level are very, very good at pushing through injuries like this, for better or for worse in the long term. But like we saw Essam versus Masayalas at Rio, for example, he hurt his leg, didn't impact his footwork too much, but that's neither here nor there. Still coming out with that very patient march, and they back off at 15 seconds. Okay, so now we're tied up. Very interesting bout between these two. I'm going to adjust the volume down a little bit again. Yeah, so clearly two pretty evenly matched competitors. I'd say Garozzo's rushing a little bit more than Foconi has been with his attacks. He marches quite a bit faster. Foconi's got a very patient march and likes to search on it. And ordinarily, I would say maybe not as good against an opponent who's quite good at counterattacking. But in Foconi's case, he's using it to great effect as a setup for a second attention sort of action. He's done that a couple of times now. Also, I don't know how the... sorry, lost my train of thought. I don't know how they stack up like skill for skill ordinarily, but fencing each other, it's pretty clear that Foconi is tactically the one who's controlling this bout. Garozzo has got very strong actions of his own, and if he can find a way to sneak them in around what Foconi is trying to do, he can be very successful. We're going to get second period started. Does not look like that injury has been affecting Foconi very much. And again, first thing we look for in the second period is what's changed. I wouldn't expect that much different from these two. So far, they've both looked very standard for what they usually do against each other. Does not look like they're pulling out anything... Oh, missed the flick with the riposte. I love Foconi's hand speed here. But Garozzo's able to stay alive. Mostly by using his distance, not so much his blade. Attempted counterattack by Foconi, but Garozzo finds the target. Or, sorry, finds an off-target. So that was actually a case of Garozzo finishing much closer and in a different line than I'm used to seeing from him. Ooh. Yes, because Garozzo searched. Gotta love Foconi's point control there. It may actually just come down to that. Oh, okay. So there's the problem if you're stepping forward searching like this. You open yourself up to counterattacks, and specifically that stop hit from Garozzo. Foconi was in the mode of searching to set something up, not quite ready to finish in time. Garozzo identifies that moment and capitalizes beautifully. First parry riposte is parried by Foconi. Counter riposte arrives. A lot of these actions actually feel premeditated. Like that counter riposte from Foconi, it looked like a setup action. Just from his body language. His first attack did not look very sincere. Now that... Yeah, so that's Garozzo flexing. So, yeah, like I said before, Garozzo has a little bit of trouble if the distance collapses of switching lines late in his attack. But if he gets that close, he can actually just finish with some sort of infighting move. And in that case, it's actually very hard to stay alive if you're trying to counterattack him. as Agwal Kassem and Tarek Ayad found out to their detriment at Rio. And Foconi is finding out now. Although I'm sure this is not news for him. They've fenced quite a few times. Foconi marches. That should be okay. Foconi's going to ask for video review. That could go either way. I could see both arguments being pretty valid. To be honest, I'm kind of surprised that these type of situations have not come up more. I know Kasara in particular likes these type of situations where it all comes down to the ref being able to pick out who actually had the right of way there. Kasara absolutely thrives on actions like that, where it comes down to like video review calls. I wouldn't say Italians in general favor those, but they tend to come up a lot when Italians are fencing for some reason. Although that may just be selection bias. But given these two in particular, I'm kind of surprised that it hasn't happened a lot more. They are very clean, though, with their blade actions. And I suppose if you're fencing someone else who's got very clean blade actions, it kind of feeds back on itself. You cannot find that much wrong with either of their blade work this bout. I'd say overall Garozzo's footwork has been a little bit less consistent than Foconi's. That may just be a byproduct of the tactical situation, though, because Foconi is able to kind of move Garozzo around a little bit to where he wants. Referee's having a very long look at this video review. Yeah, this is a very tough call. I wish I could see the video review and give a little bit more insight into what the referee might be thinking right now. Referee is coming back, it looks like. What's the call going to be? First attack no from Foconi. I don't know what they're saying. He awards the touch to the right. Okay. It's 9-8. Garozzo steps forward pretty fast. Just out of stop hit range for Foconi. Again, that's the finish I'm talking about. He can't quite change lines. He can't get enough of an angle with his blade there to finish on target. To be fair, that's basically his only weakness when he marches. But it is a little bit noticeable in this case. Oh man, that is nice. You saw how precisely Foconi was moving to set that up. It was a tiny advance, a tiny retreat, tiny half advance, boom. Steps in, gets the remise of his counterattack. Garozzo tries to finish in close, but can't quite find the target. Thanks to Foconi's awesome, awesome blade work. Oh yeah. He asks for a video review to see if Foconi turned his back. If I'm the referee, I probably wouldn't give this, but again, I'm not a very good referee. It's still touch, yeah. Yeah, again, Garozzo feels like he's rushing a little bit, and that's what's opening him up to this counterattack game by Foconi. Foconi marches. Garozzo, how's he going to deal with this? So Foconi does like to just finish things short. Random off target. Or maybe he hit him in the arm. I couldn't really see. Yeah, these attacks by Garozzo feel a little fast. That was a nice timing, but again, he just missed. I still feel like this bout's balanced on a knife edge right now. It may just come down to the point control in those close distance situations. Simultaneous. That actually did feel like there were two separate tempos there, but I guess not enough to be separated. And both fencers are happy with it, so I guess I am too. Now Foconi's marching a little faster than he used to be. Wow. Wow, that finish. Oh my god. I don't know how I managed to snag that. Garozzo's parry looked like it was perfectly in time. Attack from Foconi. Yep. I agree with the referee's initial call on this one. That looked Kind of like the previous one that was given Foconi's attack no, Garozzo's attack, but in reverse. And at slightly wider distance. So that's, assuming the referee upholds this call, that's a couple of touches in quick succession for Foconi. This bout might be getting away from Garozzo. There are situations like this where once you're at this critical point and one person gets a couple of touches in a row, they can just steamroll the bout right through. Although breaks like this, to look at the video review, can often disrupt the momentum like that. But Garozzo's definitely not phoned it in. He still has a huge fighting chance. Oh, again. This finish from Foconi trying to flick the back feels a little bit optimistic. But his defensive distance is very nice. Oh, again! I don't know how he lands this. Either his point control is really, really good and he's able to find the right angle, or he's just very fast, or probably both. But it felt like Garozzo was at the right distance and his blade came up at the right time to parry that. I don't know how Foconi still turned a light on. That time was just Garozzo rushing. You can tell he's very angry at himself there. And now it's 14-10, and this is getting kind of dicey for Garozzo. Foconi will end up winning this bout. Let's see if Garozzo can find a couple more touches in him. Careful there. Starts marching nice and slow now, which is good. Little inconsistent speed, and Foconi still steals the stop hit. So that bout was very exciting right up until the point where it wasn't, and Foconi just stole it with these very fast attacks, remises, and stop hits, or counterattacks. It's quite interesting. With teammates like this, it's very hard to read tactically into the situation and figure out exactly what's going through their heads, because they know each other so well that actions will just tend to happen based on reconnaissance that was done years or months previously. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this bout. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay sharp.